How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ace, and today we're checking out Rush 2112. So this is at the Molson Amphitheater in Toronto in 1997. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this is the longest performance I have reacted to, so I'm excited to check that out. I did look up the breakdown for 2112. It's broken into 7 parts. So we have the first part being Overture, the second part being the Temples of Syrinx, the third part being Discovery, the fourth part being Presentation, the fifth part being Oracle, the Dream, the sixth part being Soliloquy, and the final part, part 7, being Grand Finale, which kind of makes sense. I might end up breaking this down part by part and just talking about that part specifically and then getting back into it after that and kind of just breaking it up like that. That way we're not covering everything, the whole 21 minutes all at the end, and I think that's going to make the best sense for this. This one was also, I believe, the most requested Rush performance to check out. So yeah, I said we go ahead and get started. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, Rush 2112. Here we go. Definitely has that sci-fi feel. It's a really cool visual of like this star or just something expanding. Or, you know, the logo. That works too. Oh, that echo is awesome. What a great intro. I'm hearing so many different songs that were probably influenced by this. There's so much happening too. Just all the percussion, all of the guitar and bass. Loving the build up too. And this is just the first part. It definitely sets the stage for the whole song. I love the energy that they have on stage too. Geddy's kind of just all over the place. Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect going into this, especially with a track called Overture. I was more expecting maybe something a little more orchestral. And I mean, I haven't really gotten that from Rush. I don't know why I would expect that necessarily, but it's really cool having all these like sci-fi sounds at the beginning, and then how the drums and guitar are played at the beginning with that echoing effect that just feel like they're carrying through the amphitheater. It's really awesome. There's different parts to the overture as well. I'm hearing multiple different songs that I feel like took inspiration from this. The guitar riffs especially that we're getting from Alex and Geddy. And then all their percussion that we're getting from Neil is just absolutely impressive. I feel like it always is. All three of them are absolutely phenomenal, but just like how we're doing all these different fills and stuff with the percussion, I think is awesome. We have an amazing guitar solo, which we're at the beginning of the whole song, and we're already getting a guitar solo, so that's definitely awesome. And you get this impression going throughout the first 4.5 minutes of this, that this is building up to something really impressive, and I still feel like that. And like, if we're already here at this level, where else do we go from here, And I'm not 100% sure, and I could be completely mistaken, but around the 3.5 minute mark, and the guitar riffs, it just sounds a little familiar, and I'm not sure why. And it might be part of YYZ that I'm thinking of. I'm not 100% sure. That's just kind of what it sounds like, at least to a small extent. Definitely let me know if I'm even on the right track or if I'm just completely out of my mind. But I really like how this just kind of ends so softly, so calmly at the end, and it's going right into the next part after that, which I'm excited to check out. So I say we go ahead and get back to it. So here we go. It even has a different sound compared to the overture too. I'm expecting different parts for each one. The way the camera was moving, I couldn't tell if Alex was walking or not. There's just something about the Temple of the Syrinx that it feels like it could have been like a separate song all of its own, if it were just maybe like a minute or two longer, it really gives you this feeling of wanting more from this part alone, and I think that's awesome. Also, just coming from Overture, how that ended, and then how the Temples of Syrinx ended, you almost get this impression that they could all, and I'm guessing, just from those two and the rest of these parts might end similarly, they could all just be their own tracks alone. And I think that's cool, just how they're ending. There's no immediately going into the next track or anything. There are pauses in between, so I think that's great. That part during the overture that I said kind of had a YYZ feel to it, I feel like pops up here too, but in a different way, like maybe in a minor key instead of a major key, if that makes sense. And it kind of reminded me of Limelight, how the first half of that song sounds more upbeat, and then the second half has more of an intense sound to it, if that makes any sense. And during this part, we're introduced to the priests of the Temple of Syrinx. They basically run everything. They have control over everything, all the power. It's almost like a utopia in their eyes, I feel like. And I'm kind of getting this like impression that this whole thing is a story, basically. So I'm understanding more of what's going on. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I'm ready to check out the rest of it. So here we go. So I'm guessing that was somebody in the audience with the lighter, maybe? Just a completely different style from the other two so far. Just how he's playing is incredible. It's basically a finger-picking style. Not unlike Dire Straits.
What can this strange device be? When I touch it gives forth a sound. It's got wires that vibrate and is music.
I like how he was hidden the entire time. But he was standing there the entire time, I think. Alright, we're getting faster.
See how it sings like a sad heart and joyously screams out its pain. Chords are built high like a mountain of notes that fall. praise my name on this night.
This was like a really fantastic change of pace by comparison to what we've gotten so far. It was much slower and almost like Alex has a finger picking style. Obviously he's using a pick, but I feel like he's also like plucking the strings with his other fingers as well throughout part of this. And I think that's awesome. It does kind of remind me of how Mark Knopfler does his guitar style and how Elite Bata also plays guitar to an extent. So it's really awesome to see, you know, Alex doing this and seeing a style of playing that other musicians use. And Alex really gets to shine here on this part. Obviously, he has the spotlight on him and he's the primary focus of this part of the performance. And I think that's great. I forgot everybody else was on stage because, you know, the lights go dim and it's just on Alex. So I kind of thought that was really cool. I was not really expecting anybody else to do anything until, you know, maybe the next part. But yeah, we had some like vocal work throughout this, and his vocal style, Geddy's vocal style, wasn't as high up there as it was for Temples of Syrinx. And I think the balance that they have between the guitar and the vocals for this, I think, was great as well. And with this part of the story, we have this person that finds a guitar, I'm guessing, you know, just based on what we got to see and hear so far, and is completely blown away by it. And it sounds like he's going to bring it to the people of this, you know, supposed utopia. And he's like, yes, this is going to be amazing. I have a feeling it's probably not going to go the way he thinks it's going to. But, you know, just bringing in something foreign into a utopia and expecting, you know, great things to happen, even though things have gone a certain way for so long. You know, I really don't think it's going to go the way he wants it to. But, I mean, the only way we're going to find out is if we continue. So here we go. I like how this one went from the third part into the fourth part seamlessly. So they're not all taking pauses, it sounds like. Some great drum fills.
I know it's most unusual to come before you so, but I found an ancient miracle. I thought that you should know. Listen to my music and hear what it can do. There's something here that's as long as life. I know that it will reach you. Yes, we know it's nothing new. It's just a waste of time. I'm not need for it.
He's got that stank face going.
These things just can't be true. Why I would get used this beauty. Just think what we might do. Listen to my music. I'm here what it can do. There's something here that's as strong as life. I know that it will reach you. Something know your father. We have what to do. Just take us off the average. What use have they for you?
God, the drums are so explosive. Just a complete change up here. absolutely phenomenal. They're just going off, man. I really like how discovery and presentation, they're connected just flawlessly, and it kind of makes sense. You find the guitar, you're presenting it to the priests, and it's just one continuous part basically. So it's like 3A and 3B basically in terms of how it's organized. So I think that's really cool. And everything just exploded into this part. Like, it was a great change up from how Discovery was played. All three instruments are very prominent here. You hear the guitar, you hear the bass, you hear the drums, like, all really well. And throughout, Alex has like the stank face and is really getting into the performance. At the same time, I feel like Neil isn't really showing any emotion on his face. He's just like, I have to imagine he's just really focused on how he's performing. And then, Getty's out here just like continuing the story with the vocal work, and he's going higher with the vocals as well and kind of bringing it down as, throughout. With the story continuing, the character presents the guitar and how it's used to the priests, and they're shooting this whole thing down. They're not interested. They're not having it at all. It is really cool how it's framed though. Verses 1 and 3 are from the character's perspective, and verses 2 and 4 are from the priest's perspective. So it's really cool having a story in that format and just being able to see both perspectives in that regard. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this progresses, how it ends. So let's go ahead and get back to it. So here we go. I do like how we keep going back to the crowd like this.
Silent streets and fell into a fitful sleep. Escaped to realms beyond the night. Dreams, can't you show me love? I stand up top first spiral stair. You're
it's more upbeat than I was expecting for this part. Yeah, like throughout this part, it started off kind of slow and then it really picked up. Kind of just coming from the presentation portion to this, I was expecting more of maybe a somber piece or something like that, but we're going into this basically dream sequence where everything is much more upbeat because we're looking at the past, everything that used to be, and everything was like so much more creative. And just before the priest took over, everybody was like really creative, everybody made great things. It really didn't go into detail as to why the elders left, but that they would come back one day to take back what they once had. And by comparison of what everything was to what it is now, without the music that he found, the guitar that he found, without all that creativity that everybody else had, life is just boring and probably meaningless by that point. So it's like this really profound dream that it sounds like he really needed from this. It's just like really eye-opening, I feel like. Just how the drums came in, and then once Geddy started playing, like just how all of that started up, it's just, it got more and more like intense and intense, and it just built up and then just exploded. And all the instrumentation is fantastic throughout this part. The vocal work that Getty's doing is great throughout this as well. Like you can really hear the emotion throughout this part. But yeah, I'm excited to check out the rest of this. I think what I'm gonna do is just check out the last two parts together, because I'm seeing with the grand finale, there's really not lyrically anything until the outro. So I think it kind of makes sense to just do the last two parts together. So yeah, let's go ahead and check out the rest of it. Here we go. I love the lighting throughout this too. I don't know what it is about that close-up shot, but I really like it.
The sleep is still in my eyes. The dream is still in my head. I hear a sigh, sadly smile, and lie while in bed. I wish
Just
that
wailing on that.
come to pass, not fade like all my dreams. Just think of what my life might be in a world like I have seen. I don't think I can carry on this cold kind of
God, he's getting into it. Just absolute perfection right there. You can hear the emotion, you can see it on his face.
My spirit's all alone in the depths of despair. My life is
So they swap places, it looks like. This is like the climax of the song. Just everything that they're doing is amazing. Jeez. That's insane. So pretty much like the dream, Soliloquy starts off slower and gradually picks up to this epic instrumental piece, and you can really hear the emotion in how they're playing, and you can see it on Alex's face. Like he's really into it, you know? And like Geddy also, you can hear like sadness in his voice throughout this piece as well. And that solo that we got, there's just something about that hit really hard. I really like how they went about that. The lighting starts off with shades of blue, and it really impacts the story with the sadness the character is experiencing. Going into the grand finale, I feel like everything built up to this point with a title like Grand Finale. I was expecting something, you know, pretty big, and yeah, we got that. Everybody's at top tier during this part. You have the guitar, the bass, the drums, especially. Everything's just exploding. You have Alex and Geddy. They're very mobile on stage during this part as well. You know, they're not just in one spot. I saw Geddy like run across the stage, and I was like, "Where's he going?" I don't really know. But I really like how, you know, performers are mobile on stage, how they go to each other's sides, and they play for that side of the arena wherever they're playing. I really like that. They step up to Neil at the end, and Alex goes to the speakers and plays in front of them as well for, you know, a small portion of that at the very end. With Soliloquy, the character's pretty much at the point where he can't go on with how things are if they can't bring back what, you know, it was like before, and it sounds like he takes his own life. And it's kind of hard to say time-wise like how long everything is in between each part. I don't know if it's like immediately or if it's like X number of days or months or whatever, but the final part, it sounds like the temple was attacked. It didn't say who did that though, but I'm guessing just based on context clues from the story, I'm guessing the elders have returned. And I also noticed, because I have the lyrics pulled up, that way I can, you know, refer to them throughout this. I noticed how the outro was framed here specifically. You have the line, "Attention all planets of the Solar Federation." It's like both of these are said 3 times each, but that line specifically has 7 words. And then "We have assumed control" has 4 words. So you have, you know, each one 3. So you have 7 times 3, which is 21, and then you have 4 times 3, which is 12. So basically the title of the song, 2112, I'm guessing that's where the title came from. I'm not 100% sure. Definitely let me know, because I'm kind of curious. I mean, if it's not from that, that is entirely coincidental, I feel like. But yeah, I mean, this was a phenomenal piece. I'm blown away by how they put all of this together. It's a great story of how they went through all of this. I really like this. There's just something about story-driven pieces like this that I really enjoy. I'm really blown away by how they went about this, and would not mind checking out more Rush. If y'all have any suggestions or anything I should know about, definitely drop those in the comments below. Would love to check those out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check the description for all the cool stuff like the socials, the link to the video, the buy me a coffee link for any priority requests. And if you made it to the end of the video, comment hashtag 2112 and tell me which part you liked the best out of all 7 of these. I think that's it for this reaction. I'll check you out in the next one. Bye guys.